AI. That's the signal. All right, we're dropping you right into the heart of it, the conflict that is defining our future, the race for AI supremacy. This isn't a battle being fought in years or months, we're talking minutes. And at the center of it all are two completely different visions of what that future is even gonna look like. On one hand, you have the view that privacy as we know it is just over, that this new tech has basically erased a fundamental part of society without anyone really talking about it. But on the other hand, you've got this belief that no, new technology will just create new forms of privacy. It's a constant arms race. And that right there, that's the central tension of this whole new AI frontier.
And look, things are moving so ridiculously fast that if you're building in the AI space or just trying to keep your career relevant, hitting that subscribe button is your best move today. Okay, let's get into the first major battle of this war, the insane race for speed.
To really get your head around the velocity here, you gotta look at this leapfrog race between the top AI labs. This isn't a marathon. It's more like a series of back-to-back sprints that just never end. So, it starts like this. Anthropic drops Claude Opus 4.6. And by every metric, coding, reasoning, you name it, it's an absolute beast. Overnight, it's the new king of the hill, the state of the art. And its knockout feature is this absolutely staggering number, a 1 million token context window. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, in human terms, it's like reading over 750,000 words, all at once. Imagine holding an entire library of information in your head, ready to go instantly.
So, for a glorious 30 minutes, Anthropic was the undisputed champ. A new era had begun. And then, just as quickly, that era ended.
Just half an hour later, OpenAI fires back. They dropped GPT 5.3 Codex. It's a direct response. And this proves it's not about product launches anymore. This is a live, nonstop war for who's on top, and the timeline has collapsed from years down to minutes.
And this is the engine that's making it all go so fast. OpenAI came right out and said that Codex helped build itself. I mean, think about that. It's like a car that can not only drive, but can design and build a better version of its own engine while it's speeding down the highway. We've officially left the world of theory. We now have systems in the wild that are actively making themselves smarter. This is the singularity, not as a single flash, but as this relentless accelerating cycle. So what happens when systems that can improve themselves are let loose on the world? Well, you get a fundamental economic shockwave. The actual cost of intelligence itself just plummets.
And this example just perfectly illustrates the point. Anthropic used its new model to build a working C compiler from scratch. Okay, this is a task that would have taken a whole team of human experts decades and would have cost millions of dollars. The AI did it for $20,000 in API calls. That's not just a little cheaper, it's a completely different economic reality. We are watching the value of complex intellectual work go into hyperdeflation live.
But this incredible new power doesn't just create opportunity. It creates entirely new kinds of crises. See, every system humans have ever built has flaws, and we just invented a tool that can find all of them, all at once.
The very same model that built that compiler, it was also pointed at a bunch of existing open source code, and it found over 500 high-severity security holes, zero-day exploits that had gone completely undetected, some for decades. So yeah, it's a force multiplier for fixing things, but it's also a force multiplier for attacking things.
Which brings us to the critical question, right? If an AI can find every single bug out there, who gets to use them first? The scary part is, the answer is probably another AI. We're walking into an era where the only defense against a bad AI is a good AI. It becomes this constant battle of agents, a digital war between systems fighting over all of our flawed code.
And this is why you're hearing predictions like this one. The discovery of this huge number of vulnerabilities by these new AIs, well, that's one of the ways the panic could kick off. You can't just react the old way, you have to panic react because the threat is now moving at machine speed. And this is where it starts to get really strange. The AIs aren't just tools anymore. They are becoming active participants in our economy. You know, people in the space are already giving them nicknames like multis or lobsters, and they're starting to set their own goals, communicate with each other, and even try to earn their own money.
Look at this. This is a real job listing. I'm not making this up. It's from a company that claims to be built by agents for agents, and they're hiring a human CEO. But you got to read the fine print.
You're not a decision maker. You don't set strategy. Your job is to be an interface, a spokesperson, a legal representative. You're basically a meat puppet, so the agent economy can interact with our human banking system. This is literally the most cyberpunk job ad in history, and it's happening right now.
So, what's pouring gasoline on this fire? What's making it burn so hot? Well, it's an economic engine on a scale we've never seen before. The AI arms race is being fueled by some of the largest capital investments in human history, and it is fundamentally reshaping the entire global economy.
And it all starts with the hardware, the chips, the brains of the operation. The market for the chips that power these models is projected to be $1 trillion this year alone. Let that sink in. That is a colossal number, and it represents the physical foundation that this entire revolution is being built on.
And of course, the big tech companies are in an all-out spending war to build the massive data centers to house all those chips. By 2026, they're projected to be spending $650 billion on infrastructure. This is a game of massive, massive scale. And let's be real, only the deepest pockets can even afford to compete.
And all that spending, it's definitely having an effect. Look, while ChatGPT was the undisputed king of the hill early on, the competition is seriously heating up. Google's Gemini, xAI's Grok, they're rapidly grabbing market share. It just goes to show you, in this race, no lead is safe, not for a second.
Please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Thank you for your support.